to trade September week 2 when we return from the Labor Day holiday on Tuesday, September 6th. That's tomorrow. We're looking at the intraday chart of the S&P 500, Thursday and Friday's action. Thursday was September 1st, and as you can see, we had a gap down open and set the low for now for this sell-off and for our new month at 39.03 and change. And from that, we began to rally back the rest of the day on Thursday, gapping up open on Friday morning after the non-farm payrolls number, and trying to make a break for it towards the 50-day simple moving average with a high of the day taking a look below that 50-day. And as you can see, trying to digest, sitting sideways, this looked like a classic move where we were setting up, with the whole, where the phrase comes from, never short a dull market. This sitting sideways action, it looked like we had a chance to maybe break out, take out that 50-day, and have a really nice rally heading into the long holiday weekend. But I don't know if there was some news that hit. I don't know what happened, or if this plan just failed. But as you can see, we just massively rolled over and began to sell off. If this is news related, this leaves a scene of the crime for us to return to next week. We'll see. But we sold off, and by the time we got near the close, we were back testing and trying to hold the previous day's low, which we did. So this is still leaving us with a hold above 3,900, with 39.03 being the September low and the low for this sell-off so far, and a little bit of short covering into the close. Failing to make it over the 20 line, but definitely putting some points back on the board into the close Friday. When we look at the backed out version of our roadmap here, you can see all of this on the daily time frame and how this turned into a bearish outside, almost a bearish outside reversal day if we had taken out and closed below the previous day's low. But instead we held it, and we also held this uptrend that comes to us from the 2022 low set in June and through the low in July and extending out. And right now we are still trying to hold this uptrend, and we are still trying to balance ourselves above 3,900 and above the June halfway back. Important in that if we break down below this trend line, break down below the June halfway back on a closing basis, maybe we have to resign ourselves to the fact that we are going to indeed go back and back test this June low, this current 2022 low. We also have a couple of big gaps below us, one here to the June close, and then another one here to the June 16th close, which was the day we set the low for the year so far. And also that is our closing low for the year as well, this June 16th low. So we'll see, if we can balance here, hold this uptrend and hold the June halfway back as we go into next week. If holding against this low on Thursday sets up something for us, maybe surprises some people and catches them off guard short, assuming that we're going to break down below 3,900, loading up short, squeezing those people out is what is going to get us back up here into these SMAs overhead. We have to make it through the 50-day. We have to, let me get to the next chart here, a little bit more close-up version of the same exact chart. We got to make it up through Friday's high and through the 50-day simple moving average. And as you can see, we've already seen the 10-day cross down through the 20-day and sort of fueling the fire on this last leg of the sell-off that we saw last week. It's about to cross down through the 100-day on Tuesday when we open up, and after that it'll cross down through the 50-day unless we come out of the gate strong and rally over all these SMAs and close above the 10-day. And if we can do that, then we're going to go after the 20-day, and if we can do that, we're going to go after the 200-day one more time. And we have a big gap overhead up here, all going back to the close on August 19th. Is that August 19th, or does that say the 10th? 19th. So food for thought on what's going to happen above us, and of course, as just explained with the previous chart, the same exact chart that we're looking at here, but more backed out, gaps below us as well. So that's all predicated on whether we can hold this halfway back, hold above 3,900 just to keep it easy for yourself, and make it back up here to these SMAs and eventually close above the 20-day, or are we going to break down below 3,900, break this trend line, and fill these gaps to the downside and revisit our June low? One other thing that I want to show you is, we haven't looked at this in a while, but our fork chart. If we are going to break down, there is one last little surprise that could be pulled out of the hat here, and that's breaking down to the 3850s. If we're following our 80 handle rule, if we were to break 3,900, our next natural stop is going to be 3880, 3860, and eventually 3850. And if this were to all happen when we return on Tuesday, if we were to hold around 38.53 to 54, if we were to hold above that, that's going to hold us inside of our bull fork. This could be a little surprise event that a lot of people aren't paying attention to, and if we were to reverse here above 38.53 to 54 on Tuesday, and this level rises and becomes a higher and higher level that we would have to hold as the days go on. But if we were to do that and reverse back up, between you and I would be buying this with both hands, looking for a move back above the 50-day within a couple of days. If we can get a good buy program reversing off of this 38.53 to 54 level and climbing a couple points a day as the week goes on next week. So food for thought on that. If, of course, if we come in and, if we start that sell off to the downside and just break the bottom of our bull fork, then that also gives us a little bit more confirmation that indeed we're going to fill all those gaps and come back here to revisit the June low, the 2022 low in and of itself. I don't really think we're going to make a lower low for the year. Of course, I didn't think we were going to break down below 3,900, or actually I didn't think we were going to break below 3,950 according to the last couple of videos, but here we are closing below 3,950 several times now, but still holding above 3,900. I think that if we got down here to 38.50, great. But if not, we're going to get a great buying opportunity down here, because I really do feel that the low is in for the year and that we will hold it. But maybe it would be nice and healthy to fill up these gaps and so forth. And even if we did make a lower low, maybe it would only be a slight one, just to look below with a really vicious turnaround and bounce. Kind of like what we saw when we set the June low to begin with back here. So those are my thoughts on that. I hope it all made sense. I hope I didn't go back and forth between the upside and the downside too much on you. And I hope this video helps you out as we go into next week. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend. And as always, good luck and good trading.